Welcome to the video, guys. Today we are going to be talking about mid-season reinforcement patches. So we've had our first tease for the Velvet Shell mid-season reinforcements, and that is that Glaz is getting a buff. He's getting thermal vision on his sniper scope, which is cool. But the problem is we have some major problems with Rainbow Six Siege right now that need to get fixed. So let's take a little look at previous mid-season reinforcement patches and what has already been announced for this mid-season reinforcement patch. So there's only been so far 2 mid-season reinforcement patches already. This will be the third one. The first ever mid-season reinforcement patch was for Skull Rain, and it brought us some major changes to the game. It brought us claymores and impact grenades. These are things that we use routinely now, and I can't imagine the time when I didn't have them. It's amazing. It's like, wow, I can't believe those weren't in the game for like the first 6 months of the game. It's incredible. And then of course we also got the major change to Twitch, which allowed her to have 2 drones, but not only that, she could use her drone during the preparation phase. Beforehand, she just drove around a normal drone. Like, that has completely changed the way you play Twitch, and it has made Twitch so much more useful. And then of course Blackbeard also got his very first big nerf. He got the health in his shield halved, and he ended up having 2 shields. It was, of course, the first of major nerfs for Blackbeard. But we also had a major buff for Doc. So Doc before could only revive people, he couldn't heal people. Now he can heal people. Like, again, I look back and I think, wow, he could only revive people? That is freaking terrible. I can't believe that was the way it was for 6 months of the game. So that first mid-season reinforcement patch really did change a considerable amount of the game, and you could even argue that it was more so than actually the new operators getting added to the game. Actually going back and majorly changing these previous ones makes the game almost unrecognizable. Like, if I was to go back and play the release version of Rainbow Six Siege, it would be so different to what we have now that it would be completely alien to actually play it. So then we got the second mid-season reinforcement patch, which was for Red Crow, and this came out in December, not long before Christmas, and it brought us finally a Chachanka buff. Now, looking back at it, I don't think Chachanka's that much better than he was. Like, he is marginally better. Like, the shield does help, and if you team him up with like Mira and stuff like that, it's kind of interesting, but he still sucks because he's completely stationary. He's still a very easy target. His shield can get destroyed without him actually seeing the enemy and things like that. So it really didn't make a major difference to Chachanka, and I doubt his pick rate is really going to go up that much. But it also brought us a major buff to Fuse. It meant he had an extra cluster charge, and he ended up having a huge increase in the blast radius of his charges. So he ended up being a much better operator. So instead of it really being Chachanka's update, it ended up being Fuse's update. So now with the Velvet Shell mid-season reinforcements, I see some major things that need to get fixed. And that is matchmaking, servers, ranked. Like, right now, there's a bug in ranked, and it's been out for, unfortunately, since Velvet Shell came out, which is that if an enemy team leaves at a certain point in a ranked game, the winning team won't get any points. And unfortunately, this is something we've seen before. There was a bug where people could surrender at exactly the right time, and they would stop the enemy team getting any points. So unfortunately, this is a problem that has turned up before. It's a problem that unfortunately has been going on for a long time now, and is really bad. So of course the mid-season reinforcements will fix that, but that really can't come quick enough. But the next thing we need fixed is servers and matchmaking. They're the things that have really made it a very hard game to play right now. Like, if you want to go on and play Rainbow Six Siege, you'll probably spend 1/3 of your game time matchmaking, unfortunately. And it's been a problem with the game since it was released, but it's got a lot worse recently. That's probably because the game is growing in popularity. Every time a new patch comes out, the game gets a boost in players again. Every time a new DLC comes out, there's more and more players playing it. And of course, Ubisoft also does like free weekends. And of course, the last free weekend was horrendous because there was just too many people playing, and the servers or the matchmaking code or whatever it was couldn't keep up with it. And after that, there seemed to be kind of a problem left, like a residual problem. For instance, we had a major problem with PS4 matchmaking, which meant people were just having a really hard time finding a game, and the matchmaking servers for PS4 were constantly being restarted and constantly going into maintenance to try and fix the problem. We know that the improved matchmaking was teased a while ago, at the release of Velvet Shell, which does show an improved matchmaking system, whereas currently you find 5 people to make your team, you find 5 people to make the enemy team, then you make a game. Instead, the matchmaking server will just look for 10 people immediately and then immediately start the game. So you could end up with a far quicker matchmaking system. But there was a little bit of text on that video that said estimated release Season 2. So if we have to wait almost 2 months for that fix, oh, that'll be bad. That'll be a long wait for a matchmaking fix. So to me, that is probably the number one thing I need fixed. Like, better matchmaking. I don't want to be sitting in a queue for 5-10 minutes waiting for a game that might last 5 minutes. Like, I want to be in that game quickly. Like, I want to hit matchmaking and boom, I'm in that game within like 60 seconds. So that's what I'm really hoping to get from the mid-season reinforcement. That's, to me, the biggest buff. Like, I want the servers to be buffed. That's what I want to get from this mid-season reinforcement patch. If they don't deliver that, I'm going to be really disappointed. So if they do indeed improve matchmaking in the mid-season reinforcement patch, I think that alone will be a major improvement, and we'll look back at this patch like we did with the Dustline mid-season patch. So with this mid-season reinforcement patch, I really need to see a major buff to the servers. Like, I don't care about any character buffs. If they improve the servers and the matchmaking and give that a massive buff, then that'll be one of the best mid-season patches we've ever got. It will completely trump the Skull Rain one with the Claymores, Impact Grenades. So guys, I want you to comment below and let me know what you guys want to see in a mid-season reinforcement patch. Maybe it's a buff to a character, maybe it's improved matchmaking. So my main points, the things I think actually require fixes, is improved matchmaking. We've got to get it down to be like 60 seconds that we're searching for, and then boom, we're in a game. I don't want to be sitting there for 5 minutes to 10 minutes waiting for matchmaking to catch up. Like, I have definitely played this game a lot less recently because of the matchmaking issues. And then I think we need to have challenges be tracked correctly. Like, the Uplay ones have been going through some major issues where they're not getting tracked, and that's a pain in the ass. And then bugs like not getting any points when you win a ranked game, that is something we've seen before. I don't want to see that again. I want that bug to be gone. I want it to be set up in a way somehow that no matter what happens, you get your points for winning. That's what I want to see from that. And then, of course, Glass getting a buff, yeah, that's cool. But it's not even near the top 10 things I want fixed in this game. And of course, when it comes to Glass as well, I think the major problem with him is that his sniper rifle has massive damage drop-off when you're actually sniping. And then, of course, when you get in close combat, that's his major weakness. So I'd love to see him buffed in a way that actually makes him a little bit more viable when it comes to close combat, and to see his damage reduction completely taken off when it comes to him actually sniping, because when you're at range, that's when he should be the most dangerous, really, I would think. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time. I'll keep you updated on any news for Rainbow Six Siege, and of course for this mid-season reinforcement patch. Thanks for watching.